Snowy and I clearly must be friends in another life because he wants to know, with Marvel taking a chance with Guardians of the Galaxy and getting such great feedback with Rocket Raccoon, do you think they'll remake Howard the Duck?
It is amazing how many people ask me this question. I gotta say no. I don't think they will. Howard the Duck is really outside the wheelhouse of where Marvel's at right now. Now, granted, they're taking some risks and they're stretching a bit. I don't feel a demand for Howard the Duck from people either. I mean, there's a very small but vocal segment of people who would love to see Howard the Duck. Hell, I'd go see a new Howard the Duck movie, but I don't think many of my friends would want to go with me. So I think Marvel's got about 500 other things that are higher on their priority list to do. So I don't think so. Dennis, what do you think?
I don't think so either. There's probably a small following for it, but they're not going to make a movie. What's interesting about that, though, is that before Marvel was bought by Disney, Howard the Duck was kind of like a parody, kind of a joking stab at Donald Duck. And now Disney bought Marvel. Now they own this character that was initially making fun of one of their characters.
Right. All right, what else?
Sorry, I just got completely blindsided by 30 tweets at once. New York S guy, hello Dennis, Chrisley, and Jod. Can you ever see Crispin Glover as the Riddler in the new Batman universe?
I've always said, I thought Crispin Glover would be a dynamite Joker. I've always thought he'd be a dynamite Joker. Could he also fit in as a Riddler? I could absolutely see him as a Riddler. If I were in charge of DC, would I consider a Crispin Glover for Riddler or Joker? Absolutely. Do I think the actual Warner Brothers is considering Crispin Glover for Riddler or Joker? No, I don't think they are. I would, but I don't think they are at all. Dennis?
I'd be open to it, but yeah, they're not going to do it. I liked him in Hot Tub Time Machine.
I did too. He was great in Hot Tub Time Machine. I love that dude.
Sean Nicholson wants to know, why did Robopocalypse fall apart? Spielberg was excited about it, and then nothing. What happened?
It's take everything I'm about to say with a total. Remember, we don't prep these. This question just come to us now. I don't know if any of this is fact. I don't know if any of it was fact. But yes, Spielberg was excited about it. He had Chris Hemsworth on board. He had Anne Hathaway was on board for it as well, seemed excited, and then all of a sudden, announcement comes out that it's postponed indefinitely. Not canceled, they just said postponed indefinitely, which means it's probably canceled. We don't know yet. I heard that the studio recoiled a bit at the initial budget numbers that came into them. And I don't think Spielberg is at the point in his career where he's willing to make compromises on things like what he feels he needs his budget to be when he knows he has 40 other things he can go and do for whatever budget he wants. So that is what I've heard. But that could be totally wrong. Please don't take that as gospel truth. That could be completely wrong. That's simply what I've heard. Have you heard anything different?
I heard similar stuff, and I just find it fascinating that, think about that. Steven Spielberg can't get a movie made because the studio doesn't want to pay for it. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Like, really? Because I also read similar things about Lincoln. Lincoln almost didn't get made.
Yeah, it was almost a straight to HBO movie.
Yeah, so you have Steven Spielberg and Daniel Day-Lewis, and you can't get a movie made? Wow. Things have definitely changed.
Yeah, I mean, for all I know, Spielberg submitted a budget of $330 million, which, okay, fine. Look, everybody knows I worship at the altar of Steven Spielberg. But if I'm a studio head and they submit a $300 million budget, I'm saying no, too. Because I don't know that Robopocalypse is going to be a huge mega hit. So I'm sure they got to be responsible. But you're right. Your first thing is, what could make you say no to Steven Spielberg at this point? Like what? I just don't. Yeah. All right, what else we got? Let's get a couple more.
Karun Manut wants to know, people say Crash did not deserve the Oscar, but Crash is probably one of my top 10 movies. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know that there's ever been a winner of, maybe aside from Shakespeare in Love, but I don't know that there's ever been a picture that won Best Picture that divided people as much as Crash did. I'm one of those people that I watched Crash and I thought it was a nearly impossible film to make, and I thought it was beautifully done. And I personally really liked it. Was it my pick to win? No, it wasn't my pick to win. But it was good enough to me that I had no complaints. You know, I didn't feel like I had any grounds to complain if it did win. And it did win. It wasn't my pick, but it won. So I've always felt perfectly fine and comfortable with the fact that it won. But that's just me. I know a lot of people who really didn't want it to win. Dennis, your thoughts on Crash?
I was one of those people that didn't want it to win.
Right.
I watched the movie and I was like, really? This is what they've been hyping? You know, I just thought it was a bit over the top. It wasn't subtle, you know, with a lot of
Oh,
the
it
things.
certainly wasn't subtle.
Yeah,
No,
and
no.
a lot of coincidences happened throughout the movie, and it wasn't one of my favorite movies that year, so I didn't want it to win.
All right, let's take two more.
Scott Simon says, hey guys, love the show. Which villain would you like to see in the next Hulk standalone movie? I would like to see Red Hulk.
I've kind of mentioned this before. I would like to see them bring back Abomination. I thought the best part about that last Hulk film, and I enjoyed that last Hulk film, was the Abomination and the fight they had in the streets, which, by the way, was in the street of my hometown, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, is where they shot most of that fight scene. I thought it was great, and I think they left Abomination alive at the end of that movie for a reason. I think they're going to go back and visit him. I would like to see them bring back Abomination again with a twist, either with a leader in there involved as well, or some other villain alongside of him to increase the threat a little bit. But I'd like to see Abomination.
I'd like to see the leader. I'd want him to be the main villain. If they bring back Abomination, fine, but I'd like to see the leader maybe masterminding everything.
All right, last question.
Dennis and I were just talking about this movie this weekend, so I have to ask, and Zane Ewing wants to know. He says, me and my daughter watched Mr. Peabody and Sherman this weekend, and we loved it. Do you see DreamWorks making a franchise out of it?
I have not gone to go see it. I've not gone to go see it. We've had a lot of things going on with AMC Movie News the last 2 weeks, and Mr. Peabody, you know, I was really surprised. I thought it looked terrible. And then all of a sudden, all these friends of ours who are professional reviewers come out and they're reviewing it, and everybody's saying it's really delightful and it's charming. I think it's got like a 75, 77% rating on Rotten Tomato right now. I got to go out and see it. I want to see it. So I can't answer if I think it has franchise potential, but let's put it this way. If it makes like $180 million domestically and like $500 million worldwide, I don't have to see the movie to tell you it has franchise potential. But we'll have to just wait to see it turns out. Have you seen it yet?
I saw it with Roth, who used to work with AMC. She's over at IGN now. Me and her saw it. I don't know what she thought because I think I had to run right after the movie was done. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and you know, and the kids seemed to like it as well. So hopefully, I know it did okay, but maybe Bourne market, it'll do better. I don't know, but I hope they make a franchise out of it because I really enjoyed it.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.